Hello, my name is Mira and I'm the maker behind MIRAS Knits on Instagram, and this is knitting podcast number 4. So yes, it's been a week and I did some knitting, but more knitting on new cast-ons you didn't see in my last video, and I kind of left my whips from last week behind, but there's a reason. We're going to talk about it later. So let's start first with my finished objects. So yes, I just have one finished object, or I guess 1.5. So yeah, my finished object are these socks. I guess they are not, I blocked them, but I need to weave in the ends. So I hope it focuses. So these are the Unity socks. Is it Unity? I think it was Unity. And here's the second one. They're from the 52 Weeks of Sock book. Yes, so I knitted them in a white. I never thought I would knit socks in white, just because, you know, they get dirty. But yes, I really like white knitted socks, I guess. And I think the white with this pattern just looks really nice. And yeah, I'm really happy with them. I knitted them in the LAMANA MERIDA. It's a sock wool. I basically knitted until now. I knitted all my socks from the 52 Weeks of Sock in this yarn, just because I fell in love with it. And I want to knit one sock in every color I like. So now I only have some grays left, but I want to order some more because there's still some blues I didn't try. So we'll see which color are my next socks. But yes, it's the LAMANA MERIDA, and it's a sock wool that has, I don't know the percentage, I will put it here, but it's a merino silk and polyamide wool or content. So yes, as maybe you know by now, I do the 52 Weeks of Sock challenge, or I challenged myself. I don't know if there's a real challenge for it. So I challenged myself to knit every sock from the book in 52 weeks. And this is week 5, I think. I'm way behind. I think now I'm on 60 days and I should be, I did the math this morning. I think I should be on sock 9 by now. And I just finished sock 5. But yeah, of course, when I can't do it, that's just how it is. It's basically because of week 3, I think. Yeah, it was week 3. But I will record after this video my 52 Weeks of Sock update, and I will talk more about all of my socks and, you know, the pattern and whatever in this video. But yeah, that's my finished object. And my other finished or half finished object, I guess, is another sock. And this is the, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the Crestpedia. I do it that way because I know strings. It's a Crestpedia sock, also from the 52 Weeks of Sock, and it's by Andrea Mowry. Yeah, I did some alternations with this sock, or I guess just one. I did the ribbing at the top different, because in the pattern you do the cabling on the sides all the way up. And then I think the ribbing is a 2x1 twisted rib, and I just did a 1x1. Let's see if it focuses. Oh, I think that's good. But yeah, that's from the front. Maybe it looks yellow. And I really like these socks. They're annoying to make. Or maybe the one thing I was, after these socks, they maybe not look like cables, but they're cabled socks. And after these socks, I was like, oh yeah, on to the next pattern. I still enjoy doing them, but I was like, oh yeah, finally some socks without cabling. And then I thought the sock behind the Crestpedia comes first, but yeah, so And then I saw the pattern and or the chart, and I was like, oh no, it's basically just cables, and all the sock is just cables. I think it's over 50% of the stitch. I guess only in the back here there are no cables, because you have like these are all cables, and then you do the cabling with these waves here, and then you also have the bubbles. So these socks take a lot of time. So right now I'm on my second sock. I'll show you shortly. But yeah, as I said, I started some other whips, and right now they're kind of first. And one thing that I have right now is I'm kind of annoyed with knitting socks. So what I want to do with it, I was like on this whole, oh, I need to catch up and do like 2 socks in a week thing. But I don't enjoy knitting them anymore when I do this. I enjoy some parts, but then I'm always like, oh no, I need or today I need to go to the cuff or whatever, or finish the entire sock, and I need to cast on another one. And basically all I did in the last 2 weeks is just knitting socks every day, and it kind of gets boring or tiring, and I wanted to knit on my other stuff too. So, and I also started some gift knitting, and I need to do some of them because my dad has his birthday in like 10 days. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna not do the 52 weeks of sock in 52 weeks. So I'm just gonna, I guess, knit all of them in order, but I don't know if I be so closely to the days, just because I got overwhelmed with it, and I kind of I'm always, when I'm, I guess, overwhelmed with some knitting, I always do, I guess, kind of like a cast on party, and then I knit straight just one day. I don't know why, and it's not good. And sometimes I knit through the night and don't sleep. So we need to stop this. So yeah, I still enjoy knitting them, but I think I'll do it slower and try to knit 1 sock in a week, but not do the 2 socks or 2 pairs in a week. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But then also the next pattern is a lace pattern, and I don't know, I'm a sucker for lace patterns, I guess. So with the lace socks, the ones before the Crestpedia, I think it was the branches, I did them in like, I think 3 days. It's I don't know, with lace patterns, you will see. One of my cast on is a lace pattern, and I just go through them so quickly. Maybe it's because, you know, with lace patterns you always have a couple of rows just stockinette, and then you do your yarn overs and things like that. And I guess I always knit one part, I guess, and then I want to do it again and again and again. And it's kind of like patterns where you have maybe like the I think it would be like that with the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. Just because you have different parts in the pattern and you want to finish one. And so yes, but let's move on to my works in progress. I wanted to finish the head, but the problem is I don't know, I think I talked about it. I kind of have no knitting needles left, just because I had like a wooden set and I basically broke all of them. So I just have a small 3mm circular needle, and I need a bigger one because now I have to do magic loop, because I hate doing or knitting with DP ends, and I don't even know if I have enough in 3mm left, because I also had wooden ones and broke some of them, so I don't think I have even enough to finish it. But the thing, my 3mm needle is on the Jenny jacket right now. I guess I did some on the Jenny jacket because I did the second button band with the buttonholes. I just need to do the cast off, and then I guess on the neck the ribbing, but then we're finished. So we're on the way. But yeah, the thing is, I need to finish the Jenny jacket in order to finish the set. And with the Jenny jacket I wanted to do the video, and I kept putting it off. So yeah, that's the reason why it's not finished. And now we can the same thing. So now to my new cast-ons. As I said, I found my sweater pattern for my first sweater. So fun fact, I never knitted a sweater before. I don't really know why. I just was interested in knitting cardigans, so that's all I did. So, but then I said I wanted to knit the Acanthus Sweater for my first sweater pattern. And when you saw my drops yarn haul, I did like a whole video because I did a huge order. But yes, that's the sweater, and I finished the body, and then we have the same problems. Because to finish this body I need so I guess first, not that fast, Mira, we need to wait. So yeah, that's the Acanthus Sweater by KNITS, and I put the information in the video because I can't remember all these yarn colors, just because it's just numbers and not names. But yes, it's in a kind of sage green, a light sage green. And one thing, I love the yarn combination. It was first a fail because I knew I wanted this, it's knitted in one strand of Alpaca by Drops and one strand of kid silk. And I wanted a different kid silk color first, but it was, what's it called? Not in stock. So I choose a lighter one, but now I really like it. It's I guess too dark in the camera. I had the problem on Instagram too. You can't really get the color, but it's kind of a sage greeny, sometimes bluish combination because the Alpaca is a mixed one and it has like a lot of different colors. So, but maybe you can see it when I get closer. I think you can see it. But yeah, that's the Acanthus Sweater. So yeah, it stretches out a lot, but that's the lace pattern. And as I said, I'm a sucker for lace patterns, so this went by really fast. I think I casted this on 2 days ago. Let me see my little notebook. I casted it on the 25th and today is the 29th. So it's 4 days. But I basically did the body in 2 days because the first day I just did the neckband. It's double, I don't know how you call it, double folded. So double neckband, so you knit like 10 centimeters and then you fold it over, knit it together. And then yeah, it's a raglan construction. And one reason I started the sweater and I knitted the neckband in the wrong size needle. So I had to, and then I kind of just got it when I was already in the knitting part and I was behind the short rows. And the short rows in this pattern, I don't know, I never had problems with short rows, or not anymore I guess, but in this pattern it was hard. I don't know if it was how they described it or they wanted it, but I don't know, it was hard and it took me a long time. And then after the short rows, of course, I was like, oh, the neckband looks weird. So I was like, maybe you should knit it in a smaller size. And then I looked in the pattern, I was like, oh, it's the wrong size. So I knitted it in 3.5 millimeters, but it's supposed to be knit in 2.5 millimeters. So I ripped it off, whatever, and did it again. So, but yes, so it's a raglan construction. And one thing I loved about the pattern is just, it's you know, this, I don't know how to call it, but it's the same on the raglan part, so they increase it on, so it's the same on the sleeves and on the body, and I thought it just looks so nice, and I'm so excited because they're already doing another lace sweater, but I think it's really in the beginning, so it will take some time until they're out with it. I think it's called the shell sweater or something like that. But yeah, of course I wanted it too. But yeah, that's how far I'm right now. And the thing why the body is not finished is because, as I said, the ribbing is on 2.5 millimeters. And on my 2.5 millimeter needles is the second pair of the Crestpedia socks. Come on, focus. So yeah, that's also one rib right now, and it's also knitted in the LAMANA MERIDA. It's in a dark gray. As I said, I put the color and informations here. So yes, but one thing I will say in this video right now is that I loved about the socks is the cast on. It's just, you know, that's the cast on, so you can't even, I don't know how to show it. Focusing. I think it is. Yeah. So you can't see the cast on because I don't know what's it called. I think Judy something. I'll put it here. And it's just because it's hard for me because my book is in German, and then talking, I don't really know other different methods in English. So yeah, it's similar to the cast on from the zipper sweater, but it's a different one. I like this one more. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so that's, I guess, another whip. And then my last work in progress for now is the zipper sweater. And as when you watched my drops haul, I already talked about it. With the zipper sweater, I want to do like a color change all over. So I have 5 different colors. And right now I finished the red part and just started on the pink part. So this one, this side is not blocked. I blocked this side just to look if the color change works out. And yeah, it does, I guess. And yeah, I really like it. And in my acquisitions, I quickly show the yarn I bought, if in case you've not watched my yarn haul, and I'll show you the combination. But yeah, one thing about the sweater, I'm more of a 4 millimeters or maybe more 3.5 millimeters and down knitter, and it's just what I enjoy. And this one is knitted on 5 millimeters, and it kind of hurts my fingers because it's the first time in a long time for me to be knitting on 5 millimeters. And yeah, I still enjoy it, but it's I have to take breaks while knitting it. So I guess that's why I'm so fast on my Acanthus Sweater. It's on 3.5 millimeters, but I'm still faster, I guess. But then again, I casted this on yesterday, so I guess it's really good progress. But one thing that's kind of good, I guess, about knitting on 5 millimeter needles is it goes by so fast. Like as I said, I knitted, casted this on yesterday, but I only did the ribbing, I think like 8 centimeters maybe, and you're supposed to knit, I don't know, 20 or something like that, and you fold it over. But yeah, that's it right now, and it still has to dry a bit. And so I guess now in my podcast I always have a challenge part. And my challenge right now, I guess, is the 52-week of sock challenge, and then I have a bed cover. I didn't show it in my last podcast, and in this podcast, unfortunately, you don't see it, or will not see it. So I guess you have to look or watch my second or first podcast. Yeah, you will see it. But one update, I found my crochet hook, or I found a crochet hook on 5 millimeters, so I can crochet it or start crocheting on it again. But then again, I just do what I enjoy, and right now I enjoy knitting these sweaters more. So we'll see. For my next podcast, of course, I will knit 1 centimeter or 2, just because it's 2 by 2 meters, or supposed to. I'm at 1 meter right now, so I still have another meter to crochet. But yes, so now we'll go on to my acquisitions. So maybe I can show you. I did a swatch for the zipper sweater. That's the colors I want to use. So it's a red, then a dusty pink, I guess, and then a minty green, or more an apple green, I don't know, and then a light gray, and then it goes into white. So that's the color change I guess I want to have. And I knit the zipper sweater in 2 strands of drops Flora and 1 strand of kid silk. And then I also did a different swatch, another swatch for the Sky Comor sweater or something like that by Petit Knit. I want to knit it the body in white and then the stripes just in a black and white grayish kind of theme. I know most of the people knit the stripes in like different colors or more colorful choices, but I don't know, I thought this would be cool too, so I did like a huge swatch just because I didn't really get gauged the first time, and then I couldn't decide if I want to pair it with a mohair or not. And then I did like a smaller swatch with just the alpaca, so it's 1 strand of drops Lima, the white, and then kid silk, and the other ones is 3 strands of the drops alpaca. So I decided to go with the just 3 strands alpaca. And yes, so I didn't cast this one on yet, but it's, I guess, the first thing I cast on as soon as I finish at least one thing. And yes, so that's, I guess, my Sky Comor sweater by Petit Knit. And then let's go on to my acquisition. So I did like a huge order on drops, just because, I don't know, always when I get my money, I spend it all on yarn, or all I can, I guess, because you also have to pay for other things, but all that's left over I just spend on yarn. It's I don't know, it's hard for me. But then again, I wanted to knit a sweater and my stash isn't that big. So yeah, I decided to try drops because I never tried it before, and then I don't know, you know, it's always the same. You need to order it for like 70 or 80 euros, sometimes 100, to get free shipping, and then the shipping is always expensive and you can get another ball of yarn for the shipping, and I'm always like, no. So I needed to get yeah, the amount of money, and then all of it was like on a huge sale, so it was kind of hard. So I needed to buy 3 sweater quantities in order to get the free shipping, and then I couldn't decide, so I bought 4 sweater quantities. So the ones you saw is for the zipper sweater. The pink one is on the needles right now, so I can't show it. So it's the drops Flora, as I said. It's in a white, and then a light gray, the green and the red, and of course the corresponding silk mohair. And that's for the Sky Comor sweater. I just quickly show it because you have the yarn haul, and maybe here you can see it better. That's the alpaca from the what was it called? Acanthus Sweater by KNITS, and that's the mohair. The sweater is more in this color. I know it looked darker on camera, but it's more of a light sage greenish blue. And then I don't know. I at first bought this for it's the Lima and the kid silk for the Ingrid sweater by Petit Knit, but now I don't know, with the Ingrid sweater, first I liked it, I didn't like it, then I kind of liked it and bought the yarn, and now I don't really know if I still like it. So we'll see if this is going to be a zipper sweater. Maybe I can do a zipper sweater, another one, Ingrid sweater or not. But right now I have enough on my needles, so this won't be a cast on for a longer time. So yes, and then one last thing. Now we are on to the what I want to knit in the future, or knitting plans. And I asked you in one of my first videos what to do with all the scraps of yarn from my 52 weeks of sock challenge, because I guess you never use all of the yarn for socks, or at least I don't. So this is my bag with all the scraps. As you can see, there's even a whole ball in here. So yeah, but I decided what to do with all the yarn because someone commented on my last podcast, I think, that she also knits the 52 weeks of sock, but you know, it's kind of hard because all of the socks are lace or cables, and they have like all really patterns where you have to, I guess, look and can't just knit them while you're watching TV or whatever. And she knits just plain vanilla socks in between them. So I thought that's what I'm gonna do with my scraps of yarn. And then I think I'm just gonna take like the gray color and just do the toe and cuff. Is it cuff? Heel. The toe and heel in these scrap yarns. And when I have enough, I do the cuff too. And then I just have some simple socks because some, or I guess most of the socks from the 52 weeks of sock can't be worn with shoes. Just because they have cables and everything, and it hurts when you wear them. So they're more like, well, you can wear them with Birkenstock, I guess, or sandals, or you know, these things. But for me, I'm just gonna wear them at home, or you know, because I always have cold feet. And then right now, I don't know, maybe you, I guess, kind of heard about it. But I live in Germany, and I guess all over Europe right now it's really expensive to heat. So I guess it's good that I'm a knitter, and I can knit myself some things because we can't heat that much. So yeah, I guess my knitted socks are good for this too, because right now it's really cold in Germany, or it starts to get cold. And yeah, my feet are always cold. My feet are always cold in summer too. So I really need socks. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with these scraps of yarn. And as I said, I want to keep my knitting podcast more short, just because I don't know, I don't really want to ramble about things, and then I want to do like a weekly update. So when I do like a monthly update, I think with the amount that I'm knitting right now, it would be like 2 hours. So I just do weekly updates, and I started doing this video more for myself. Now I have an audience, I guess. And yeah, I think to watch the progress week by week is just nicer. And then one thing I had, maybe you experienced the same or have the same problem. That's kind of why I started doing these podcasts on YouTube. Is I of course watched my other knitting podcasts too. But I kind of got to the point where I rewatched all of the episodes like 3 times or 4 times, with some even. And now I don't really have someone to watch. And then I always start watching, you know, smaller podcasters. I always do like a search, and then do like by filter them by uploading date. And then you find smaller podcasters. But then some of them never do another video, and then, you know, most podcasters do 1 video a month. And then I sometimes watch, or most of the time watch podcasts while I'm knitting, and then I don't really have someone to watch, because everyone just uploads 1 podcast a month. And then, you know, I watch these podcasts in a day, and then I don't have something to watch for the rest of the month. But yeah, but I'm glad some podcasters started to doing some smaller videos, so that's what I enjoy. But yeah, so if you want to or like watching these podcasts, just start one too, because we need more podcasters, or at least I do. Because I don't really have someone to watch right now. Or maybe you have some recommendations, you can write them down below, but I kind of watched all of them, like, I guess by now. So, but yeah, that's it for this week's episode. And I try to record my 52 weeks of socks update right after this. And yeah, so that's coming too soon. And then I have 2 other video ideas. We'll see if I can get through them this week. because I'm starting uni next week and I have a lot to do and to organize, and there were some problems, and it was just a lot of work. But yes, so we are good now. But yeah, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you liked my podcast. I know it's a smaller video, but I hope you still enjoyed it. And that's it. Bye!